We now return to the chef's kitchen.
You have another showstopper for us, don't you?
I hope so, yeah. We're gonna do some, again, it's about wine and food together. So we tasted the wine. Again, it's a very floral ganache, a little touch of spice to it. So we're gonna marry that up with a little bit of a woody hunter style type of gnocchi dish.
Love your description of that. That sounds fantastic.
So again, we have our water boiling, we have our mise en place, we have our pan with the oil. We're gonna just put a little bit of pinch of salt in our water. We want to sweat a tiny bit of garlic.
Okay, so you've made these gnocchi in advance?
Yes.
Okay.
But again, when you're making gnocchi, it's the whole key is, most importantly is starting with a fresh potato.
Okay.
Yukon Gold is what I prefer to use.
And do you bake them or boil them?
Boil them.
Okay.
Start off with the raw mushrooms here. Got little oyster mushrooms.
Great.
We're going to sweat them. And these are the raw items, and then we're going to also sweat this with a little bit of zucchini.
Oh, nice addition, zucchini.
Okay. Now these mushrooms, again, they don't need to be cooked all the way through. I love the freshness of them. The zucchini was already slightly blanched.
Okay.
So,
and this is our fresh gnocchi.
So sometimes what happens is you put so much pasta in the water that the water temperature
Overwhelms
comes
the
down.
boil. Okay.
Right? And then, before you know it, you have mush in your gnocchi.
Okay, all right. That's another thing, great thing to think about.
Yeah, so it's always good proportion.
Okay.
So we have a good sweat on that. They're lightly tender. We're going to add a little bit of pulled short rib meat. Now, if you don't have short rib, you could use anything. You want to use a little ham hock.
Could you even use a pork?
You can use a pork. You can
Pulled
use
pork?
you can use some steak meat. You can use
Because
anything.
you're doing earthy,
Yeah,
woody.
you can use bacon if you just want to
Sure.
use bacon.
Okay.
So we're going to add our short rib. I have here an assortment of wild forest mushrooms and some other hen of the woods, and that are a little bit more hardier mushrooms.
Okay.
I like to give them a little head start. Here I have some caramelized pearl onions.
Okay. What are
And
these
the sugar.
caramelized in?
These are just caramelized with a little bit of butter,
Okay.
sugar, and chicken stock.
Good.
Seared up real nice, covered, deglacé, a little bit of sugar, and it's going to add a little touch of sweetness to it. So you got a little sweet, a little sour. And here, just for the wine, now for this wine, I'll add it. If I wasn't having this wine, I wouldn't have made it spicy, but this will go well.
Some chili.
A little bit of chili puree to add a little spice to the dish.
Okay.
We'll season this in the beginning, adjust in the end. A little salt, a little pepper.
This is really a hearty, rustic dish.
Hearty, rustic,
Yeah.
hunter, cold.
Yes.
Or, even if it's a nice day outside, a nice spring day, and you just want to relax and, kind of fill yourself up on something.
Yes.
You're not feeling so good someday.
Yeah,
You just
this'll
wanna
make you
fill
feel
up.
very
This'll make
good.
you feel good, girlfriend. You trust me on that one. With deglacé on a little touch of wine.
And this is a wine we will be drinking.
Yes.
We'll be tasting. And so the wine will reduce?
Well, yeah, we only deglacé it a little bit, so it's going to reduce right away. And again,
Okay.
the meat's going to suck up the wine.
Right.
We have a big surface area.
Again, with the surface area, such a wonderful tip we've
Yeah,
carried
the right
along
pot,
the
the right
show.
pot for the right dish.
And this is some beef stock?
This is some demi-glace.
Demi-glace.
And now what's great about this pasta is, and gnocchi in general, is it's very important that you cook the pasta with the sauce a little bit.
So
what happens is the pasta will absorb the sauce and become part of the dish, and the starch from the pasta will release into the sauce and give it that good texture.
So the
if I was
gnocchi-
just to take this, put it in a pot, and then pour the sauce over it,
Not-
that's a big mistake.
Not finishing it off, right.
Right.
So the gnocchi is not fully cooked at this point, is that correct?
Well, it's
there.
It's almost there. See how they floated, and they
just
almost
needs
doubled
to
in
be-
size.
Yes.
They kind of puffed up like a nice little
Yes.
pillow.
Is that some parsley in there? Is that
Yeah,
what you
there's
have
herbs in there, chives, salt, pepper. I wish we had time to show you that recipe, but
I know.
that's for another day and time.
Gnocchi is such a fun thing to make because you can really be creative.
We're gonna take that.
And are you finished with this pot, Chef?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go right here.
Beautiful. So this is key here.
Now, if you see the sauce now, before it comes back up to a boil, we don't have that nappe. It's more like a jus. Now the starch from the gnocchi eventually will start to release.
Okay.
The sauce will start to coat the pasta nicely so that when you get the pasta, you're just not getting it. You're getting it with the
all the
sauce and everything.
flavor.
Everything's stuck to it.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're almost there with that.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more from the chef's kitchen. We now return to the chef's kitchen.
ready to plate, Chef?
Yeah, so we're ready to plate.
Excellent.
What we're going to do here is we're going to finish this slightly with just some grated Reggiano Parmigiano
Of course, what a fitting ending.
and some tomato concasse, a little acid to help cut.
And a light end, too. That looks fabulous, Chef.
This is my favorite way to. This is what we call a la minute cooking. You know,
A la minute.
a la minute, just cooking it right to order.
I love that you added zucchini, too. It's a little bit unexpected.
Well, yeah, it
It's
adds a little crunch.
It's a light summer vegetable.
Yeah, and it's going to add a little texture, flavor.
Ready to have some wine with this?
Absolutely.
And we're going to invite back Daphne and Kevin.
Hello again.
Welcome back. And what do you think of Chef's rustic take on cuisine and how it will marry with Côte d'Ivoire
Again,
wine?
it's perfect. You know, Côte d'Ivoire is all about simplicity and good, arty dishes. So,
Yeah.
perfect choice.
Yes.
Well, this is a Côte d'Ivoire village. Cheers.
Wonderful.
Salute.
Salud.
So, Kevin, what do you think about the pairing of this with it at the restaurant? How do you think it would go as far as marrying on the list?
Oh, I think it would go great. You have a lot of you got the short ribs in that.
Kevin,
There's
for you?
braised mushrooms. It's going to go fantastic with the earthiness and this little subtle spice to the Rhone village.
It's Grenache Syrah, so you have the nice spice of the Syrah.
Now, you could taste the food differently with a fork and a spoon. It has
Really?
It has two completely different flavors.
I'm going to take
When
you
you
up
eat
on that
that
challenge.
gnocchi with a fork, and you're just getting gnocchi with a little bit of sauce on it, or you're getting a spoon with the mushrooms, the zucchini, the sauce, the gnocchi together.
So true. Almost soupy. Kevin,
It's
you
a
have
whole
another
different dish.
wine to showcase for us, don't you? A little heartier than the first.
Yes, this is a Vaqueras. So Vaqueras is very rustic, but still very
And nice and spicy at
soft.
the end.
The tannins are
Yeah.
very easy.
Now we have a third wine.
Yes. So
Please
the
tell
third
us
one-
about this one.
It's also a Vaqueras from a different estate. The first Vaqueras was only Grenache and Syrah. This one is Grenache, Syrah, Mourvèdre, and Cinsault. So it's more grapes, more different grapes. And it's very old vines. The Grenache vines are 100 years old.
And there
So-
are 6,000 vine growers, is that
yes,
right?
so
in Côte d'Ivoire?
6,000 people growing vine.
Amazing. Really
It's a whole
exuberant
culture.
area.
Yes.
Really a whole culture.
And all these wines are very well priced. It's between $10 and $22 retail. So you can really cook with them. It's
Yeah, that's what I like about them.
It's,
They're
affordable luxury.
definitely
Kevin,
non-pretentious wines.
what do you think about this wine we just finished?
I think there's a great balance to this wine. A little less spice, but really just a fantastic balance between tannin, fruit, earth, and wood. And that's for the price that these wines are at. I mean, we'd definitely be selling them in our restaurant, and I think that they really play really well with food. The Rhone
Amen.
wines really
Yes,
play well with a lot of different cuisine, not only just French.
Amen to that. Kevin and Chef Chris
thank
Scarduzio,
you.
Table 31 Mia, and of course Daphne Payon from Rhone Valley Wines.
Thank you for having
What a
us.
spectacular day from the Chef's Kitchen.
Pleasure to be here.
Please come back soon.
Thank you.
we will.
Thank you.
Cooked something from the show? Went to a restaurant that you loved? Found a place serving innovative cocktails or impressive wine? Become a fan of the Chef's Kitchen on Facebook and share your thoughts. Flowers on the set provided by Nature's Gallery Florist, distinctive floral arrangements with European flair.
Experience the pleasure of Côte d'Ivoire wines. Imported from southeastern France, these wines offer diversity and value. Most of the production is red, but whites and rosés will delight your palate as well. Heralded for their fruity, spicy, food-friendly flavors, Côte d'Ivoire wines are a perfect match for your everyday meals or for any special occasion. You can always celebrate with Côte d'Ivoire wines. Highly and consistently rated by the press and pursued by wine lovers, Côte d'Ivoire wines are available at retailers, wine bars, and fine restaurants nationwide.
Well, you know, first of all, what we're working on here today, most of the times, you know, people make mistakes at home. It's because they don't have enough power. They don't have the right equipment. This has the power. And Mr. Steve Horn and what he produces here at the Chef's Kitchen is by far, you know, a pleasure to come here all the time. And as a professional, working with professionals on this set has been a real pleasure.